If you love roguelike dungeon crawlers, few can match the depth and difficulty of Shiren the Wanderer. It's a lesser known series that's been around for a long time. We're talking all the way back from Super Famicom. When you're talking about a game series, Shiren is as well seasoned as they come. But for a series that's been around for so long, it's not too known, particularly in the West. For myself, this is my first Shiren adventure and I found many cool things about the Tower of Fortune and the Dice of Fate. Here are 5. 1. It comes from an established legacy. If you're unsure of delving into Shiren the Wanderer, rest assured that it's a series with tried and true gaming elements. First released in 1993 in Japan for the Super Famicom, developer Spike Chunsoft has since progressively developed sequels on platforms of succeeding generations, including the Game Boy Color, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, PSP, DS, Wii, and now the PS Vita. Time and time again, the endless dungeon crawling has been tested and reforged, with Shiren himself receiving several makeovers to his appearance. More than the game's aesthetics, the series' years is reflected in the intricacies of its gameplay, giving off an experience that looks simplistic but is really far from it when you delve into the wide array of tactical options available. This latest iteration has multiplayer support, allowing you to lend and receive a hand from fellow wanderers, which leads me to the second cool thing, and that's the chance that you can be rescued. It's pretty much guaranteed that when you're playing Shiren, in spite of beginner's luck, you're bound to get knocked out and many times unexpectedly. It's a great help that this time around wanderers from around the globe, just like yourself, can volunteer to toss you some revival grass, allowing you to continue where you supposedly died. This way you won't have to sorely part from beloved shields and mallets that have been painstakingly upgraded. Don't get your hopes up though. When you fall in battle, you automatically use your revival herb, making it less likely for others to happen to have one lying around, ready to be given away. 3. Your equipment gets better. Not only is there a ton of loot, but your equipment gradually gets better the more you use it. Different playthroughs mean different equipment are lying around, and it's fun to discover them, especially when you stumble upon ones you haven't seen before and already have pluses to their name, like Magic Masher +3. This can raise hopes that maybe this time around, you'll make it to the top. Using the equipment further means they'll get better and better, and sometimes transforming into something else. I was thrilled when my Beast Fang evolved into a Big Fang. It takes painstaking risks to fight off monsters to bolster your weapons, so that they're more capable of fighting off stronger ones. So when there's a monster or a trap that reduces the value of your equipment, it can really hurt. 4. It teaches you to use everything in your arsenal. You're going to lose all your items anyway if you die, so you might as well use every bit you have to survive. This involves using every precious item you thought would be nice to save up for bigger beasts, but end up having to consume them due to being at the mercy of an opportunistic mini menace. This made me value scrolls and sometimes spots where I can store more of my items, expanding inventory space. I also tend to get rid of weaker weapons to make room for more helpful herbs and staves. Staves have limited uses but can be very helpful in paralyzing a foe or warping them somewhere else so you can hurriedly advance to the next floor. The lesson here is not to get too attached or stingy all in the name of survival. If you do, that may be the very reason you'll end up losing valuable items. Great music. The first thing I noticed when I booted up the Tower of Fortune and the Dice of Fate is its impressive folksy Japanese tunes. It's soothing, calming, and exciting, which is much appreciated since you tend to revisit the same looking areas every time you go for another run. The tunes are reminiscent of old-school JRPGs, and the quality sounds vibrant and renewed, ensuring a pleasant time when scrolling through text and not to be too down from whatever beasts lurk in the towers. So those have been 5 cool things I found in my first Shiren adventure, the Tower of Fortune and the Dice of Fate. There are other cool things too, like meeting personable characters despite the game's simplistic graphics, and you can attain a license to hire monsters to fight by your side. If you're thinking of playing Shiren for the first time, just remember the consequence of dropping dead and going unrescued is that you lose all your items and drop all the way back to level 1. Even when I survived the tower, I got to keep all my items but I still went back to level 1. Not the level of the tower but the level of Shiren, the main character. Undoubtedly, this makes Shiren the Wanderer a game that's not for everyone, but who's to say that's not another cool thing about it? What do you think about the Tower of Fortune and the Dice of Fate? Do you like its harsh consequences? Let me know down in the comments.